besties, welcome back to my book channel. Today we are going to be doing a bit of a reading vlog, and I have not filmed one of these in a really, I don't want to say a really long time, it feels like it's been a really long time, but I have my April TBR right here, and you know, I'm feeling like getting through my TBR as best I can. So either we're going to be filming a vlog where I get through my TBR, or if I stray away from this, it's gonna be a mood reading vlog. But I can say that for certain, the first book that I'm going to be reading in this video is Daisy Haites, The Great Undoing by Jessa Hastings. I have been such a fan of this series so far. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's exactly what everyone tells you it's gonna be. It's a bunch of drama, it's a bunch of rich people, and it's all taking place in London. There's nothing in that sentence that I don't love. Like, if we're being so real right now, I love drama. Like, spill your tea. I want a front row seat. I'm getting popcorn. I'm hyping you up. It's my favorite thing ever. And so getting to read a series where there's just so much happening all at the same time, and it's rich people problems and things that I hope to God never ever happened to me, because those aren't problems that I want. But yeah, like I said, this is book number 4, and I have already started it, and I'm enjoying it so far, which is no surprise. I'm currently on page 178. And in this series, I'm not going to get into it too much because you probably already know, but throughout the series, there's 2 main couples. There's Magnolia and BJ, and then there's Daisy and Christian. In the first book, we learn that Daisy's brother is basically a gang lord in London. And so she has been living this very dangerous life that she honestly doesn't really love. And then we also have Christian, who when they meet is in love with somebody else. And that's obviously challenging. So many things were left unresolved, and we are getting more information. However, I know that this series, it continues. Nothing wraps up in this book. I don't know exactly how I feel about that, because that just means we're probably going to get another cliffhanger of some sort at the end. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far. I can't say huge specifics really, just because I don't want to spoil anything. But just know that at this point, I am really enjoying it. I'm probably like, would you guys say that that's a third? I feel like that's a third. Without further ado, we're just going to jump into the rest of this reading vlog, because I don't want to talk your ear off, and I will see you guys very shortly. Hello, my friends. It is the next day now. It is Sunday, and I have some Daisy Haites updates for you guys. And they're maybe you're expecting it, maybe you're not. I don't know. But I'm currently in the process of filming a reset video for April. And in that video, I went through some of my books and decided which ones I wanted to donate and get rid of. And I decided to go to Half Price Books to try and sell some of my books, and of course browse the shelves. Okay, I'm like actually still speechless for what happened. And I'm browsing there, I go to the romance section, and what do I find besides the indie published versions of Magnolia Parks? I found Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home, and Daisy Haites, The Great Undoing, which is our current read. And I have wanted the indie, like, original covers of these for so long, to the point where I put off reading these books because I really didn't want to read the new covers. I wanted to read the old covers. And so when I walked in there and spotted both of these, my heart literally stopped. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. This is my dream. You guys were kind of far away. Let's let's get a little more close and personal for the update on Daisy Haites. Oh, isn't it just so cute? I can't believe that I'm like looking at the camera and this is the book that I'm holding. Wow. Right now I am on chapter 38, page 254, meaning that I am over halfway through the book. I want to say that I'm like 60% of the way into this, and it's definitely picking up quite a bit. I feel like at the beginning of this book, I definitely wasn't bored, but it felt a little bit slow, and like I was seeing a lot of scenes that I'd already seen before in a pretty similar way to the third book, this book, because obviously these two are happening at the same time. And so now I feel like I'm seeing the other side of things that I was so curious about. Like there's a couple scenes between Daisy and Christian that happen in The Long Way Home that I was literally dying to see from this perspective, and we're starting to get into that now, and I'm absolutely loving that. Like now that this like romance and tension between Daisy and Christian is picking up again, I am eating it up. I was like, oh man, like maybe I won't like this book quite as much as I enjoyed the first one. It's so good. I don't know what it is about the two of them specifically, but like the way that Christian like describes Daisy and the way that Daisy like describes Christian without being aware that she's even doing it. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And there's like this epic scene that happens that I cannot describe that Daisy, just this like thing that Daisy pulls off, and I ate up every single second of it. It's just been so fun and so entertaining. Although, like I kind of realized, I know I was alluding to this I think I alluded to it in my TBR video. I realized that when I finish this book, there aren't any more like Daisy Haites books out. Like I know that I knew that, but like the cliffhanger that this is probably gonna end on, I'm not gonna get answers for so long. Like seriously, haven't really thought about that. So I need to really savor every single page of this, because I know that I'm gonna be so mad when I finish this, because I can go into the next Magnolia book. That's there. But these, not out yet. So also the Julian arc that happens in this book, if you know, you know, like Julian's little situation that he's in. I'm already like crushed to see how that's gonna end. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know. Like Julian, oh, I love that king. And I'm rooting for him, you know, like I'm wishing him the best. I want him to be happy. I want him to find his way. And I feel like he's not gonna find his way in this book. Like things are gonna get so messy at the end here. I'm scared, but I'm also so ready for answers, because the shit that went down at the end of Magnolia Parks, oh my God, I need to know. So I keep yapping for really long periods of time. So good, enjoying, majorly enjoying. I'll probably update you guys when I finish this book. I have a few reading updates for you guys. I have officially finished Daisy Haites, and we are so gonna get into this real quick. But in addition to that, I also have my TBR that I picked for the month of April, the rest of it, now excluding Daisy Haites. And so we're also gonna pick our next read, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. But first things first, let's talk about Daisy Haites, The Great Undoing. I cannot put into words how much I have grown to love this series, how much I've grown to love Jessa Hastings as an author, and particularly, like, out of everything, how deeply I care about the relationship and the dynamic between Daisy and Christian. It's so not like a typical romance plot or structure. Like, these books really do stray away from that, and it's so character focused. We're not really focusing on a huge overarching plot. And Jessa just writes in a way that really makes me feel like the things that are happening in these books are real and that these characters are feeling their emotions so deeply. Like, the depth of feelings that Jessa Hastings is able to invoke in me as a reader, I just find amazing, and it's just not something that I find in very many books. And so tragically, I think I said this before, like, yay, I'm happy that I finished this book, but I'm also devastated because, as I expected, I said this before, I knew that this was going to end on some kind of cliffhanger or something was gonna happen. And without saying what it was, boy, did shit go down. There hasn't even been a release date announced for the next Daisy Haites books. And honestly, as a Daisy Haites girl, that breaks my heart just a little bit. Like, I want everyone to be okay, and I just want to know how they're doing and how they're feeling. But I really, really loved this book. It's probably pretty clear from this review that I did decide to give this 5 stars. I just, again, connect with it, and the book hangovers that I get from these is absurd. I literally am incapable of picking up a new book and not thinking about these. Like, it's been a few days now since I finished this, and it's been on my mind constantly. That is my quick little review for The Great Undoing. One book checked off the TBR, and now I want to pick our next read. These are the 4 books from my April TBR. If you missed that video, real quick, they are Ready or Not by Cara Bastone, The Roughest Draft by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Broca, The Guncle by Stephen Rowley, and Martyr by Kaveh Akbar. I think, honestly, after reading a book like that I just so deeply connect with, like, I just care about it so much, I need something a little bit lighter, a little bit happier and fun. So I think out of these, I'm gonna put Martyr aside for now, just because I don't feel like this is a poolside read. That's probably what I'm gonna do for the rest of the day today, is not the rest of the day, but go relax by the pool. It's a Friday. I'm gonna enjoy my afternoon, and this is gonna make me sad. So that's kind of out. I'm thinking about starting The Guncle on audio. So that leaves us with these 2. We have The Roughest Draft, which literally has a pool on the cover, so that's an option. Or also we have Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. Honestly, I do think out of all of these, I'm leaning towards Ready or Not, because I said this in my TBR video, I am actually already halfway through this, but when I was reading this like a month or 2 ago, I thought that the love interest in this book was someone else because of like videos and like vlogs that I had watched. And so I read literally like almost half of this book getting so angry because there was like nothing coming from the love interest and like all this romantic connection coming from another guy. I don't know why it took me so long to figure out that I was wrong about who the love interest was. I feel like I just must have misunderstood a video that I watched and like really took it to heart that was the guy, but it's not the guy. I want to start this over and read this with the proper notion, like knowing that the love interest is the love interest, because I loved everything about Cara Bastone's writing. It's also perfect for spring. Like, you're telling me to read this in another month besides April? I have to read it in April. And so yeah, I think I'm gonna literally start this over, which feels a little bit counterproductive, but like, I think I won't like it if I don't start it from the beginning. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. My plan for the rest of the day is, well, I'm hanging out with a friend tonight, like later tonight, but now that I've wrapped up my work and it's a Friday, I think I'm gonna go and sit by the pool and read my fun, springy romance book. It is the next day now, and I wanted to give you guys a ready or not reading update. I am currently on chapter 15, page 192, meaning I have officially surpassed the point that I stopped reading this book the first time when I soft DNF'd it, and I can honestly say that I am liking this book so much more now that I know who the actual love interest is. I swear the first time I was reading this, I was getting so frustrated because it just felt like the most unsatisfying love triangle ever. But my expectations were wrong, and I can own up to that 100%. I don't actually think I talked about what this book was about in my last clip. So real quick, if you guys aren't familiar with this book, Ready or Not basically follows our main character Eve, and she has a one-night stand with this guy and realizes that she got pregnant with this guy that she doesn't know. And so we're following her as she navigates life as a potentially single parent. And so you have interactions between her and the guy who got her pregnant. But then we also have this whole other side of like her and her like friends, basically, where her best friend Willa, they're super close. And then so Willa is supporting Eve, but then also Willa's brother Shep is also being very supportive of Eve. And so you guys can see there are two male potential love interests there, which if you read the back of the book, which I didn't, you'll know. I'm enjoying this a lot more now that, again, I know who the love interest is, and I really appreciate how Cara Bastone is able to really beautifully balance the reality of being pregnant and this, you know, potential reality of being a single mom taking care of a kid. Like, things happen, that's real life. And so she goes somewhat in depth with like what it's really like to be pregnant, you know, all those different appointments that you have, some of the symptoms of being pregnant. And then, yeah, we have a really sweet love story that is starting to brew. It's very slow burn, I would say. I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm really glad that I decided to give this book a second shot. So yeah, Cara Bastone's writing is really, really sweet and witty. And also it takes place in New York. If anyone is interested in that, I know a lot of people are like obsessed with books that take place in New York. I like them. I don't like go out of my way looking for them, but yeah, it's definitely fun to have that as a setting in this book. I'm very curious to see how this wraps up, because obviously with the pregnancy trope, I feel like it's not, you know, it's not super clear how things are gonna go over. And I really appreciate romance books that aren't totally formulaic, you know, where you kind of know exactly how the story is going to end. With this one, I feel like I'm not actually really sure how certain decisions are going to be made, how certain dynamics are going to be navigated by the characters. And so that I feel like is also really fun and entertaining as a reader, because when you read enough romance books, you start to know what's coming, but I don't feel that way about this one. So I'm having a really good time. I have 2 days in a row now, yesterday and today, just brought this book out with me and laid by the pool. But now I am definitely curious to see what the second half of this book is going to be, because I haven't read this half. I've read like maybe 20 new pages. But yes, that's my little Saturday update. So I will keep you all in the loop, and hopefully this book continues on strong as it has been so far. It is now Monday, and I have officially finished Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. And since this book had been sitting halfway finished on my shelf for over a month at least, I honestly cannot remember when I started this book for the first time, getting it done feels a little bit better, like just this much better than finishing any other book. I don't know, just something about picking up a book that you soft DNF'd a while ago and finishing it feels really good. And so I'm definitely glad that I now get to put this on my finished shelf. Anyway, all of that to say, I finished this book and I liked it. Honestly, I was hoping that starting it over from the beginning would make me like love this book. I definitely liked it, but I didn't enjoy it quite as much as I thought I was going to. I think my biggest issue was I didn't fully connect with the romance and the characters. Like, objectively, Eve and the love interest were so sweet. Like, they were the most adorable characters. The love interest was the kindest, sweetest, most adorable guy. The setting was great. The story was great. I felt like it was really unique. Everything about it I enjoyed. All of the ingredients that I needed, they were there. I think it was more just on a personal, deeper, more emotional level. I didn't have that like love connection with this book. And again, that could totally be because of what happened the first time that I picked this book up. But yeah, this was very sweet. I also did want to just mention that there is a lot more of a women's fiction, literary fiction vibe to this book compared to like your very stereotypical rom-com or romance. The romance in here definitely does not feel like the biggest part of the story compared to what we explore with Eve and her friendship with Willa. And, you know, what? You're good. You can come in. I'm just updating on my final book review of the book I finished when you were gone. Yeah, that's good. I feel like you just know because I'm talking about a book or not. Do you want me to finish?
I'm with you.
Okay, I'll finish it when you're... Sorry about that. I have completely lost my train of thought. I think I was talking something along the lines of how this book is more women's fiction. I don't want to say it's more women's fiction than it is romance, but I think I wanted just a little bit more romance in this story because I don't feel like I connected enough with our female main character and the other things that she was grappling with to compensate for the fact that the romance was lacking. I feel like there are Emily Henry books that I absolutely adore, and I do not mind that at times the romance takes kind of a backseat because I feel so deeply connected with the female main character or the issues that she's having or the friendships that she has in her life. Like, I love it in those books and some other books that I've read. But in this one, because again, I didn't feel this like deep emotional connection to the other characters or Eve, I think I kind of just wished that it was a little bit heavier on the romance. All of that said, I definitely still recommend this book. I've seen many people give it very, very high ratings. So if you're considering this and it's springtime, go pick it up because it was really good. I think my official rating is going to be a 3.75. Very, very close to a 4. But I was thinking about some other books that I've like given 4 or 4.25 even recently, and this just wasn't that feeling. So I think I'm going to settle on a 3.75. Overall though, very successful. We got 2 books off of my April TBR, done, finished. I also started another one last night and that feels really good. I may or may not be including that in another reading vlog, so stay tuned. If you guys made it all the way to the end of this video, comment down below the little water emoji. And I think that's going to be it from me. I hope you guys are having a great day and a great reading month, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!